I've been asked to join you on this TEDx Climate Countdown series to talk to you about energy. And as a lifetime vegetarian passionate about the planet, I know without any doubt that we need to go beyond sustainability through the creation of renewables and recyclables to restore and rejuvenate this planet. It is imperative that we do things differently. However, there's a much more pressing and important type of energy that demands and deserves our attention, and that's the energy of humankind. Our beliefs, our intentions, and ultimately our actions have to change. I've watched this last year, our society be brought to its knees by the pandemic, which created a chaotic global community of fear and blame. I watched this weekend with bated breath the USA election as the leader of the free world battled for leadership using old school masculine war tactics with purposeful intention to create division. And I'm so delighted that the outcome is what it is. I think that this new leadership energy is going to change everything in the free world. It was becoming a spitting image parody of irresponsible and exclusive greed for power. And I see it as a victory for humankind that this can now start to change. I can't wait to see what Biden and his team do for America, starting with signing the Paris Accord, which is going to make a huge impact on this planet. And I think it's important that we understand that we allowed leadership to get to where it got to. We allowed it to happen. Our collective consciousness and our lack of personal responsibility and accountability created the energy that surrounds us and has been having such a devastating impact on the planet. And that's why it's important that we change up our energy. It's our choices and our consumption that's threatening our ability to survive and thrive. And I want to take this timely request to speak, to use my voice as a call to action for change. We can choose to join our collective energy in a global movement of culture change towards a more balanced way of being. We can create a movement that liberates and illuminates the importance of feminine leadership energies in this patriarchal existence, which has slowly been making us and our ecosystem ill. So what do I mean by femininity? So most people think that femininity is female and it's about women, but in actual fact, femininity exists in all of us. We have the yin and the yang. The yin is the feminine and the yang is the masculine. And every single human being on the planet has their own authentic balance of that. And we need masculinity because masculine energy is about self, it's about preservation, it's about ensuring that we have the security and the food and everything that we need to exist. But we also need the feminine. The feminine is about community, it's about inclusiveness, it's about nurturing and being empowered and connecting with each other. And I think that's another thing that this pandemic has really shown us, that we long to be together, we long to be inclusive and connected and to share and to be kind. And that's what femininity is all about. We need to really change up the leadership energy in this world, take responsibility and be much, much more feminine in our approach. And I'm really, really excited to see what happens with this new leadership. And we need to remember that the earth doesn't belong to us. We belong to it. And we need to be living in symbiosis with everything else that shares it. We're stewards at the apex of the food chain and we should know better. It's our responsibility to ensure that there's abundance for everyone. So let's not allow masculine politics to use our energy against each other. Let's instead focus our energy on the things that we want to change. We can create energy of limitless potential and unconditional sharing, and the energy of inspiring ideas and working together as a collective to make them happen. I believe that we can together go beyond sustainability to restore, rejuvenate, reforest, recycle, and renew the world. And I believe that this collective global mindset shift will inspire, motivate, and energize all of us. It feels good to do things differently. It feels good to make a difference in the world. We've been given a chance to reset. Let's not go back to business as normal. Let's harness femininity to create inclusive communities of empowering collaboration and nurturing inspiration. It's time for us to rise from the flames of our own destruction and breathe new life onto the planet. It's time for us to become the phoenix. So how do we do this? Well, let's start by stopping allowing our beliefs to divide us and instead celebrate our differences and leverage our diversity to innovate and create new technologies that can power our planet and our lives. We can decide to use that power to protect our ecosystem instead of destroy it and the other unique and beautiful species that exist within it. We can work together to create educational and empowerment programs that allow us to find our balance of feminine and masculine energy so that we're more authentic and inclusive, which will liberate passion and purpose. We can choose to listen to and be inspired by the next generation who are demanding that we change and are stepping up as role models to show us how it can be done and that it can be done. You just need to look at Boyan Slatton, all of the work that he's been doing with the Great Ocean Cleanup to just be inspired and motivated by possibility. We can become more conscious consumers and return to a time where communities cared, shared, and were unconditionally kind to one another, creating abundance for all. Let's look at how we can recycle, how we can upcycle, how we can exchange our resources and share our resources. There's potential for plenty of water, food, space, and energy for everyone if we just work together and agree a fair and beyond sustainable way of living. I'm determined that in my lifetime I see and am part of a global movement of culture change that protects and restores humanity as well as the planet. And it's my commitment today as part of the Climate Countdown to continue to do what I'm doing until that change happens. I'm determined to see in my lifetime change happen towards making a more feminine, inclusive, nurturing and empowered way of living on this planet so that we can all thrive and not just survive.